Now that we got 2 new headphone models, new as in like in the last 6 months or so, new. There's probably a little bit of confusion out there as to what the differences are between the two. I mean, other than price, because they are a little different in price.
Well, we could deconfuse people.
Let's try to deconfuse. There's deconfuse or unconfuse. Whatever. Let's backwards at the confusion. Yeah. So, Diana MR, this guy.
Yeah.
Diana DZ, this guy. Are they gals? Either way, they're Dianas.
Okay.
So, what's the difference? I mean, I don't know. You want to start?
It's like the same thing, but it's different.
It's the same thing and different.
Yeah, so MR, the goal was for it to be a little bit lower price point, a little easier to drive, more forgiving. You plug it in, you put it on, you get a good experience. That's going for the audiophile pursuit. It's trying to be, what can we get out of a small form factor headphone? Everything else be damned, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, not fully, but yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a 1266 then.
Well, in listening to the two, I mean, they're similar, but they're quite different in terms of how they deal with space.
Yeah, it's more presentation.
Yeah, it's a sonic landscape difference, which is cool. You know, I would say, like, if I had to combine it into a nutshell, I'd say that the MR was really made more for people who've always listened to headphones. You know, it's like a top shelf sound for headphones. And, you know, it's got the mids that everyone keeps asking for. We gotta have mids, and bam, it's clear as a bell. It's got good bass.
It's more traditional sounding.
I said that on
guess.
purpose.
Oh, okay. I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah. It's bass, really, but you know,
Yeah.
it's not a fish. But yeah, it's more of a traditional headphone sound where people have to. But of course, it's plainer, so it's got a lot of sense of width, height. You know, what do you call it? More of a wall of sound type thing, right?
Yeah.
Where the Diana DZ, wow,
Well, it's got the same width and height, but
third dimension.
depth.
Yeah, it goes way out there. Yeah, I was just listening to a track with like a jazz. You were sitting near a jazz quartet or whatever. I don't know how many guys were playing, but a bunch of guys playing jazz at the pawn shop.
Right.
Everyone,
classic.
Everyone knows that.
That's right.
Everyone knows that one. Everyone.
Well, a lot of people do.
A lot of people
Well, at
do.
least audiophiles.
If you don't, try it out. Jazz at the Pawn Shop. It's a cool album. But I guess it's just they just sat down with a mic and recorded these guys playing jazz, right?
Yeah.
At the pawn shop.
In a pawn
Yeah,
shop.
okay.
In a bar or something. But yeah,
It's just like a restaurant, people eating in the
it's
distance.
very live.
Yeah.
It is live.
Maybe
live.
it's Memorex.
Yeah, could be. But anyway, bottom line was that when you listen to that on here, like, it's cool. It's like you're sitting there, you get the horns in front of you, you know, the guy's playing.
you're
are right,
listening to the
like
band.
you're sitting a couple feet away, just listening, to there and there, and it's like there. And this, well,
It's more like you're with the band.
yeah, you're surrounded by the music. You know,
Yeah.
everything's in place, everything's in the right place, but you get depth out of it. It's, you know, you
Plus-
hear around the instrument.
Yeah. Better separation between everything.
Yeah,
But you're vaguely describing primarily positive attributes.
totally.
There's pros and cons, though, right? So that's a little bit more demanding to deal with.
A little bit.
So if you wanted to just pop on your head, plug it into a portable low-power gear, not the choice. This is a little bit more suited for that.
It'll work
Still-
on some portable stuff, but it's going to need to be
Yeah.
a higher. You'll know when you have a higher power portable. You probably
Yeah.
bought it for a
Right.
reason.
It's better suited for much higher power
Yeah.
portable if you're going to use portable,
Right.
or more like a desktop solution.
Yep.
Whereas this is a little bit more optimized to be a little easier. to
Well,
drive.
being 30 ohms, this just having a lower impedance helps a lot on battery operated gear, which is
Yep.
what it was designed for that, and it was designed to be more forgiving with lower cost gear too, and it does that really well. You know, it's just it doesn't get annoying with any kind of music.
Yeah. I mean, I've never heard it out of the DCS, either of these actually.
Yeah.
But now today I did listen to them back to back, and yeah, I would say totally unnecessary to use an amp like this with that headphone.
Yeah, but it's
And,
fun.
Yeah, and this really showcases what the amp can do.
Yeah, because this maximizes resolution. Like it's, as we said before, the Diana DZ is the highest resolution Diana there is. So,
Yeah, it's not that it sounds bad on that headphone. It's just this scales up with that amp.
yeah. So does this though.
It
like
does,
you know,
but
dropping
not to
this
the
back.
level.
Yeah, right. Not the same level.
Right.
Yeah, but the dropping this back to like lesser amps is noticeable compared
yeah,
to this.
yeah, of course.
I know because I have this. This is my home unit,
Yeah.
the Lena amp. and so I'm used to it. I've tried it on all the headphones.
Well, I think the biggest difference is you really notice the difference when you switch between its buffered balanced input and unbuffered.
Right.
More on this. It's like to the point where the buffered is like almost too much sometimes.
Yeah, the buffered input on this, for whatever reason, has more of a full harmonic
Yeah, really
sound.
fools out the bass.
Seems to add some
almost
harmonics.
too much on some tracks.
Yeah.
On the DZ.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Of course, the tracks we're playing were kind of made to do
Well,
that.
yeah.
Like if you play way down deep, it's
Yeah.
got like a 20 hertz note.
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
accentuate.
And that's something else too. Actually, the bass is different between the two. Come to
Mm-hmm.
think of it, this does go lower. It sounds lower. It goes lower. They both measure similar, but in practice, this sounds deeper. You know, probably the same on the highs, like you could say too. It's like it's extended way out there. You know, relative to MR, and it's done purposely. You know, it's done purpose because that's the sound of the Diana MR, and this is the sound of Diana DZ. I hope that it describes enough for people so that they get an idea. I mean, I think people kind of know what they're looking for. Might be able to pick one or the other. You know?
Hopefully.
Yeah. They're both the Biz headphones. They both have our house sound, but and I mean this we haven't gotten. The DZ has got no reviews yet, so they're coming. The Diana MR has got rave reviews all around. It won Headphone of the Year twice, I think, 2 different publications. In fact, it was Headphone Product of the Year on one of them, like the best amplifiers, headphones, everything. Best thing they ever heard used in 2023. So that's amazing. Those are amazing awards when you think about it. I mean, these guys get all kinds of stuff in. So this Diana MR has been a pretty popular, strong contender for people who enjoy headphone listening, you know. And
Yeah.
I really think that this would be if you come from the speaker 2-channel side and you wanted to try headphones, you got to go with the DZ or the AB 1266.
Well, and especially if you have high end
Nice
gear.
stuff.
Yeah, right. That
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, I got the Macintosh preamp. Just to regress, I think it's a C12000 or something. I got it earlier this year or something like that, and it has a 1/4-inch jack on it, so I'm able to play with Macintosh with the meters, with these guys too, and it's pretty neat. It's neat. You know, I've said it years ago, but it's kind of cool to have more than one amp. You know, with headphones. You know, some people have multiple headphones, and that's cool too. That's fine. But I think a lot of people find that if you have multiple amps, you're able to, you know, tailor the sound depending on what you feel, what your mood is. You know, like if I'm listening to a live AC/DC in a concert, I'm gonna go tube. I'm gonna go a big tube amp on the 1266. It's just the way you got to do it. But, you know, more intimate thing like jazz at the pawn shop, that would be way overkill. There's just too much. You want to go more like a clear, solid state, you know, with some nice harmonic structure to it, fullness, you know. So
And that starts to get expensive.
it does get expensive, yeah. But the guys that are into it, they're into it. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I guess, you know, if you have any questions
Sort of.
between the two as to, you know, something specifically you're looking for sonically and which one would be better, just email us or call us. It's easy. It's an easy question to
Yeah,
answer.
we can work through that. No
Yeah.
problem.
Especially if we know what your gear you're using, we'll know exactly which way to go. You should be going. So that's about it. Take care, everybody. Thank you.